Alright, what's happening world? Today we're back in the place that I always am back in. Today I'm going to be changing the rear setup of my Jeep. We got a new bumper, we got a vent plate, we got new tail lights. I'm gonna take all these stickers off. The real salt life, bro. So yeah, I'm gonna take you guys along and show you guys what it takes to do this stuff, I guess. I don't know. So I actually am a little bit sad to be taking off this tire carrier. This is the LOD Off-Road Expedition series, I believe. It's definitely not the signature because that has the nice corners that I really like. But this bumper is really expensive and it is one heck of a bumper. It is built really well. It's taken some hits. It's definitely held the Jeep up. I've jacked the Jeep up by it with a high lift. It just kind of recently started giving me some rattling problems, which it wasn't really ever a big deal. But it's just something that kind of bothered me, and with the 37s I knew it would get worse. So I didn't want to make it any worse than it is already. So yeah, it's been an absolute great bumper. I've always wanted the cargo rack up here until recently, where I actually used and put my cooler up there. But this thing up here, when the Jeep shakes and rocks back and forth and stuff, the cooler gets tossed around. So if you have any pressurized cans in there, they get shooken up pretty good. I would just prefer to put the cooler inside or something. So unfortunately, we're gonna be taking this thing off. It is kind of annoying because it is held on by a bunch of bolts. So to get to these, you actually had to drop the tank a little bit. And then I got these frame tie-ins, which I've painted over a bunch, so those are not gonna come out too easily. But other than that, this thing has been absolutely wonderful to me. I would recommend this bumper to anybody. If anybody local is watching this and you want to buy it, hit me up. Instagram's probably the best way, at I'd Rather Be Jeepin'. I'm gonna get to work on taking this stuff off, and then I can show you guys what's going on. So I was fooling around with trying to get a wrench back here, but then I remembered that LOD is actually a good company, and so these reinforcement bolts that they use are actually on a plate and like a thick piece of steel, and there's nuts welded to it. So you don't have to get a wrench on this because you can't spin as long as both bolts are on there. So if you break one and then break the other and then take them out, you're good to go. This is like a very stout piece of metal right there. So the hard bolts are off. I'm gonna take the frame tie-ins off now, and we're good to go. There it is with the tire carrier off. It's so weird. I haven't seen it like this, I guess, since I put that on, but I had a 33 back then, so dang. It looks kind of cool, looks kind of silly at the same time. It's so short and stubby. I'm not really sure if I like it. I definitely want to do another tire carrier someday. Different style though. But dang, this is one stout bumper. I remember this thing sitting in my living room on Christmas Day, like almost like 4 years ago, I would say. But dang, that looks good. I'm gonna have a lot more departure angle, but I am gonna have to watch the body corners there. Yeah, the body lift makes it look weird too. And I do actually have a fuel cell sitting in my room, so we can tuck that guy up and there'll be all the clearance. It really does hang low. I do have a body lift, so maybe I could just get, I don't know, if somebody has if anybody watching this has an extra gas tank skid that's for a 1-inch body lift, so I can raise that up for now, that would be great. I'm not really sure when I'm gonna get to the fuel cell. I bought it so that I could do a stretch. I don't really want a fuel cell, but it is the best option overall for clearance and all that, so it is what it is. All right, so what do we got? I'm gonna take the license plate off. I'm gonna clean all this stuff up. These trailer wires are definitely coming out for sure. And yeah. All right, so as you can see, we got the tag off and it already looks so much better. It's much more rounded like that. Next thing to come off is going to be not necessarily the taillights, but I do need to take this one off to get the CB bracket off. This CB bracket is cool and all, but it like sticks up really high. And if you don't drill into the body for the ground, it also like rattles a little bit and it's kind of annoying. And then also there's really nowhere good to run the wire. I guess if you have your hard top on all the time, you could snake it in through here, but with the soft top, I guess there wasn't a way through because I would have done that. So yeah, tail lights coming off, and then lastly is going to be stickers, and the wiring harness. And then after that, it's going to be putting things back on. Well, I got most of the stickers off now. I am going to get rid of the NYC sticker, unfortunately, but I do have another one that I can put inside or something. I'm undecided on these. I would like to get a nice Instagram tag sticker, something like this one. This is my personal account. I'd like to get something better than that. And the Salt Life sticker has been on here for freaking ever, so I'm gonna have to leave it. I think it's just part of my Jeep now. We got this Beat Not Babied, no, it's mall rated sticker. That'll stay on there. I just put that on there. But yeah, everything's looking good. It's so weird to see this thing this bare. The Jeep just looks so short now. I'm definitely gonna have to do something in the future, but I'm super happy to have this trailer wiring harness off. But one thing I did notice, one thing I did think of is that I can use these plugs to make, I can use the trailer wiring harness plugs to make these trail tails for Max Built. I can make them plug into the factory harness. It is a bunch of BS that these don't plug in for $200. It's just bare wiring. I think that's just, and I'm gonna go through the extra effort to make them plug and play into the factory harness. So that way if I ever have to take them off, they'll come right off anyway. And it'll look super clean. It'll be nice and waterproof. I won't have to worry about sketchy connections just hiding behind the body. So I think that's where we're at. I need to clean up all like the paint on the bumper and everything, but super happy with how things are coming along. It looks pretty freaking good, I guess. Well, I got as far as zip tying the license plate on. I did manage to take the plugs off of the taillights. I got these mocked up. These are just going to be, it's just shrink wrap. They're not fully done yet. To just hook them up, I need to ground them, so I can't just like plug them in and test them. I also have to put this relay in to make them work. So those are gonna wait for now. I also need to make a way for those to mount because the provided screws that come through are too big for the factory holes. So I'm either gonna have to tap the factory holes. I can try and tap those, or I can drill them out and use a nut on the back side. I'm not really sure what I want to do about that yet. I did try and thread one in here and it did kind of want to go. So I might be able to force it, but again, I'd rather tap it and do it right. And again, using those trailer plugs, I'll be able to plug right into the factory harness. I'll have to figure out a ground somewhere. This is that Moto-Built relocation bracket thing for the license plate. Just zip tied on for now. It's not going anywhere. So. Looks quite a bit different. Alright, so unfortunately I'm running out of time tonight. It's getting kind of late. It is Sunday, gotta go to work in the morning. But there we have the temporary setup. No bumper, taillights are hooked back up, plate is just zip tied on, leave me alone. That looks super clean now. Not really sure, I might have to do something with these stickers. They look kind of cheesy. At least the Instagram tag does. I'm gonna have to work on getting some of the adhesive off more. I wanna paint these rusty bolts. Obviously I gotta hook the third brake light up again eventually. But yeah, it looks super duper clean. The best part about where I live is getting to watch these crazy epic sunsets. Go check out my Instagram and you'll see this epic sunset. It's insane, and it's also like 60 degrees out. So overall, pretty happy with how this thing looks. It's kind of weird right now. I'm used to having things hanging off of it all everywhere and everything like that. But get this bumper set up going. Definitely gonna want to do like a Genrite tire carrier or something. This weather is such a tease. It's gonna be cold and rainy all week again, and then we still have to make it through February. February is the worst month of the year. You can't change my mind. I just want to take this second to say that you don't need the fanciest built up Jeep and all this expensive stuff to have fun. As long as you got a rolling set of wheels and a good group of people, it's really all you need. When you look at people kind of like me, but I mean, there's people even worse than me that, you know, they're posting all this crazy stuff and all these crazy parts and shiny powder coat and all that stuff that they got. That's great, but don't feel like that needs to be you. Don't feel like you're not cool because you rattle canned your bumper or something. That's not really the point of this hobby. You really just need to get a set of wheels and get out there, experience stuff like this, and you'll be okay.